Yes, welcome to math class once again. My name is Olujimi Gabriel. Today we'll be talking about expansion of algebraic expression. Expansion of algebraic expression. But before we continue, here are the learning objectives. At the end of this topic, you should be able to simplify algebraic expression containing direct numbers and terms. What do we mean by terms? You will get to know along the line. Substitute value in simple algebraic expressions. Expand. Another word for expand is to remove. Bracket from. Expand algebraic expression in the form of x open bracket, a open bracket, x plus y. And then lastly, expand algebraic expression in the form of two brackets. These are the two brackets here. One contains a plus b and the other one contains x plus y. Now, the first thing we'll be learning here is directed algebraic terms. Terms means when we use numbers and letters together. For instance, 5a. The 2 is called term. It's called term. In algebraic, letter stands for numbers. The number can be whole or fraction, positive or negative. Just like 5a, the 5 here is positive number. Look at minus 5a. The number here is negative numbers. Or we can also have 1 over 2a. You can see the number we have here is a fraction. Now, 5a is a short for 5 times a. That is 5a stands for 5 times a. Also, minus 5a is short for minus 5 times a. We have not seen a negative letter. You can only have a negative numbers. But a number can also stand for negative numbers. Now, n is the short for 1 times n. When you have a number standing alone like a, it means 1 times a. Just like what we have here, n is short for 1 times a. Another thing is minus n. When you see minus n, it definitely means that minus 1 times n. Those are the kind of thing we'll be using when dealing with directed algebraic terms. Now, algebraic terms and number can be multiplied together. For example, when you have 4 multiplying with a negative term. Now, this is 4, then we have minus 3. We use bracket so that you'll be able to know that this number is a negative term. This term is a negative term. Now, 4 times minus 3x. This one is a positive number. You can see plus 4 times minus 3 times x. Don't forget, we said minus 3x or 3x simply means 3 times x. This is what you are seeing here. Now, when you have plus and minus together in a multiplication, you use the minus because that minus will cancel the plus. We have minus open bracket 4 times 3 times x. The first thing to do is you multiply the numbers together first before the letter. Now, 4 times 3 is 12. That will be, when you use what you have outside, minus is outside the bracket. Note, anytime you have a bracket and minus outside, and you use the minus outside to open the bracket, all the sign inside the bracket will change, be it from positive to negative or from negative to positive, as the case may be. Now, minus 12 times x will be equals to minus 12x. The same thing here, we have 2 negative terms multiplying each other. Now, we have minus 2y times minus 8y. We use this bracket to make it more simpler so that it will be very clearer to you. Now look at, you just split this one into 2, minus 2 times y, like what we have before, then minus 8 times y. Take note, minus times minus equals to plus, and minus times plus equals to minus. This was what happened in the first example. Now, after doing that, you rearrange. We have to multiply the letter first before the number first before the letter. Now, minus times minus has turned to plus here. Take note of this, of what I just wrote here. Now, what I just written here, sorry. Now, 2 times 8 equals to 16. Y times y equals to y squared. Now, we have plus 16y squared or 16y squared. The first number does not always carry plus unless if it is negative number. That is why we wrote 16 plus 16y squared or 16y squared. Now, division with directed numbers is also possible. Take for instance 18a divided by minus 6. You can see I use bracket to make it look simplified. Now, this division is this line. Look at plus 18a times a divided by minus 6. Also take note, plus divided by minus equals to minus. Minus divided by minus equals to plus. Plus divided by plus equals to plus. Take note of that. Now, look at, we have plus divided by minus. Look at it here, it's minus. That's why you have this minus here. Now, we use our division, 18 divided by 6 times a. 6 here 1, 6 here 3. That will be minus 3 times a, which is what we have here, equals to minus 3a. Now, look at again. Minus 33x squared divided by minus 3xx. Now, this is the division line. Minus 33 times x divided by minus 3 times x. X we cancel x. Minus we cancel minus, giving you plus. You can see it here. Now, 11, 3 here 1, 3 here 11. That will be, look at it here, 33 divided by 3 times x equals to 11x. That is how to carry out multiplication, division of algebraic terms. Now, example, we are to simplify minus 5 times 2y minus 6 times minus 4x minus 3a times 7, 4y times minus 5 minus 3a times minus 6. This is the first question. The second, third, fourth, and fifth. Look at. Minus 5 times 2y. You can see, except the minus is written there, this number is positive number. That's why we have minus 5 times plus 2 times y. You can see, this is minus 5, this is 2, this is y. Now, you multiply the numbers first. Minus times plus will give you minus. Don't forget, 5 times 2 equals to 10. Then y. Our answer is minus 10y. Like I told you before, minus times minus, you can see it has turned to plus here. Then the two numbers 6 times 4 followed by the letter. 6 times 4 equals to 24. X times 24 will be equals to 24x. Again, minus 3 times a times plus 7. You can see 7 is standing alone. Unless it is written there, it is a positive number. Now, minus 3 times 7, that will be minus open bracket 3 times 7, close the bracket, times a equals to minus 21a. The same thing with the fourth example, which is plus 4 times y times minus 5. It was 4y here. We have to split it for better understanding. Now, put it in bracket, minus, because we have plus and minus. This can only happen when dealing with multiplication. Now, minus 4 times minus 5. Rearrange again, you have minus 4 times 5 times y, which is equals to minus 20y. Minus 3 times a times minus 6 times b. Those two numbers, you multiply them first, followed by the letters. We have minus 3 times minus 6, we have plus 18. Then a times b equals to ab. When naming your algebraic terms, make sure that you name them alphabetically. You know, we have AB. A comes before B. We have AB. At times, when you have to multiply P times Q, it will be PQ. For better understanding. Now, another example, 14a divided by 7. You can see, you split it as well. This should be minus 14. Minus 14 times a divided by 7. Now, look at. This is it. Arrange the numbers together. That will be minus open bracket 14 divided by 7 times a. 7 here 1, 7 here 2. That will be minus 2a. Now, minus 1 all over 3 of 36x squared. This should be x equals to plus 36 times x squared divided by minus 3. Now, plus divided by minus, you have minus here. You can see that is 36 divided by 3. That will be 12. 12 times x squared. Our answer will be minus 12x squared. Now, here is a class work for you to quickly play with. Simplify the following. Minus 5 times a minus y times minus 9. 28x divided by minus 4. 1 over 4 of minus 36. Minus 39xy divided by y. You can see it was x before y and not yx. Although it's still the same thing, but it is better this way. 21a divided by 7. Now, we now move to substitution. How we can replace numbers with letter. For instance, we have xy. I might ask you to find the value of xy when x equals to 2 and y equals to 3. Now, this is the term you are given. Instead of x, you replace it with 2. Instead of y, you replace it with 3. We call it substitution. Since letters in algebra stands for numbers, it is always possible to substitute values for letters. In other words, you can replace values for letter in algebraic expression. Just like I've just explained here. Now, look. Find the value of 4x and xy minus 5y. Now, look at. We have been given the value of x to be equals to 2. and y to be equals to 3. Now, look at. In this equation, we only have x. That means we have 4x. That will be 4 times x. Instead of x, you replace x with 2. Look at the 2 here. 4 times 2 equals to 8. Don't forget we have 4x. And we said, substitute for the value of x. That is, use the value of 2 for x. That is, you replace x with 2. By the time you multiply, you have 8 as your answer. That is, the value of this 4x when x is equals to 2 is 8. Second example, xy minus 5y when x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 3. Everywhere you see x, you put 2. You can see the 2 here. Everywhere you see y, you put 3. You can see the 3. That is, we have replaced x and y. But 5 is constant. You can't change 5. 5 is a number. You put the 5 down. What do you have next? Y. That is 5 times what? What is the value of y? 3. Good. That means 5 times 3. Now, look at 6 minus 15. From our knowledge of directed numbers in our previous classes, we know that when a small number is subtracting a larger number, our answer will be negative. Where you use your number line to calculate, 6 minus 15 will be equals to minus 9. That is, the value of this term, this algebraic term, is minus 9 when you substitute for x and y. Now, what is the value of p and q? Look at. When p is minus 5 and q is minus 10. That is, everywhere you see q, you replace it with 5. P with 5, minus 5. And everywhere you see q, you replace it with plus 10. And what is the equation? We have p minus q all over p. What is p? P is minus 5. You can see it here. Look, this is p. You replace it with minus 5. Minus, this is the minus here. This minus, look at it here. Because we are dealing with different sign, use bracket to differentiate them. Q is plus 10. Now you now put the value of Q inside a bracket because we are dealing with different sign. You can't write minus plus together. It's not done anywhere. So you have to use bracket to differentiate. That is, one is outside and one is inside. Now, all over, what is our P again? Minus 5. You put bracket also. Don't forget I told you, this minus is outside while the plus is inside. When you remove this bracket, the sign inside the bracket will change from plus to minus. When you are using negative outside, the plus inside will turn to negative. If it is minus, the minus inside will turn to plus. You can see when you remove the bracket, the plus inside has turned to minus. Now, all over minus 15. Now, from our knowledge of number line again, when you add two negative numbers, your answer will be negative, but it will be as if you are adding them together. Just like you are doing addition of two negative numbers. So your answer will be minus 15. Just like when you have 5 plus 10 equals to 15. This is, let's say this is plus 15, plus 5 plus 10. When you are doing the addition of two positive numbers, your answer will be positive. But when you are doing addition of two negative numbers, your answer will be negative. That is why your answer here will be minus 15. Minus 15 minus 10 equals to minus 5 minus 10 equals to minus 15. Look at this. Minus 4 minus 2 will be equals to what? Minus 6. That is how to add negative numbers. Now, don't forget, minus will cancel minus. When they cancel, it becomes plus. 5 here 1, 5 here 3. That means our answer equals to plus 3. That means the value of this algebraic terms equals to 3 when you substitute for value of P and Q respectively. Now, here is one for you to quickly play with. You have to find the value of the following when x is equals to 4, y equals to minus 5, and z equals to minus 3. Find the value of this, the value of this, value of this, the value of this, and the value of this. That is, what is the value of y? Y is minus 5. That is 4 times minus 5. You can use my example to do the rest. Now, removing brackets. How do we remove brackets? Here are examples to show how to remove a bracket. Now, you can see we have a number outside here, which is 8. We call the number outside multiplier. Multiplier. That is, we use the value outside to multiply each term in the bracket. This one is 4y. We use it to multiply each term in the bracket. It doesn't matter where the multiplier is placed, it's still the same thing. It could also be placed here, it's still the same thing. Now, look at this example. You use this 2 to multiply 2c, then use a to also multiply this also. You can see 8 times 2c, the plus at the middle, you put it back. Now, 8 times 3d. 8 times 2c equals to 16c. 8 times 3d equals to 24d. That is, you can see the bracket is no more there. We have succeeded in opening that bracket. This multiplier is 4y. You use 4y to multiply the first term in the bracket, then use also to multiply the second term in the bracket. Now, look at 4y times 3x. Look at the minus, you put it back there. Minus 4y times 5. Now, 4y times 3x. 4 times 3 equals to 12. Y times x equals to xy. You can see I followed them alphabetically. Now, 4 times 5 equals to 20. 20 times y equals to 20y. That means when you use 4y to open the bracket, we have 12xy minus 20y. Now, look at this third one. The multiplier is placed on this side. It's still the same thing. Now, you use 3a to multiply the first term. Use it to multiply the second term also. You can see 3a times 7. You can see it here. The minus at the middle, you put it back. 3a times 2b. Now, look at 7 times 3 equals to 21. Don't forget a times a equals to a raised to power 2. A plus a equals to 2a. You can see they are two different things. This is multiplication, while this is addition. If you have a times a times a, that will be a raised to power 3. When you multiply a in 4 places, it will be a raised to power 4. When you multiply a or any letter, let's say you multiply x in 6 places, it will be ax raised to power 6. Just like saying x times x times x times x. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be x raised to power 4. Now look at 7 times 3 is 21. A times a equals to a square. When you multiply 21 times a square, it will be equals to 21a square, like what you have here. Now, 2 times 3 equals to 6. B times A equals to AB. That is how to remove bracket. This is when we are dealing with positive multiplier. You can see all the numbers outside, they don't have negative, they don't have minus. This is where we are dealing with what? Positive multiplier. Now, when you are removing bracket with negative multiplier, you can see all this one, they have minus. You can see they have minus, unlike the one we did before. Now, look at. Just like the way we did the first one, the same way we are going to do this one also. The minus outside, you use it to multiply the first and the second. You use it to multiply this and the second. Look at, use this to multiply this, use it to multiply this. Now, look at. Minus 7 times plus 2 times n. I just break it down. I believe you know this part. Plus, you can see the plus here. Minus 7 again times plus 3 because it's a negative, it's a positive number. Now, minus times plus is minus. Minus 7 times plus 2 will give us minus 14. Times n, it will be minus 14n. Minus 7 times plus 3, it will be minus 21. That means our answer will be minus 14n minus 21. Is that clear? Minus 14n minus 41. You can see when you have negative inside the bracket, you have positive outside. When you use plus to open a bracket, all the sign inside the bracket remains. When you use plus to open a bracket, all the signs inside the bracket remains the same. Unlike when you use minus. If you have plus inside, it turns to minus. If you have minus inside, it turns to plus. Is that okay? But when you have minus outside, every sign inside the bracket changes. Now look at minus 7 times 2n, it will be minus 14n. Minus 7 times 3, it will be minus 21. Look at this one too. Minus 2a times plus 3, it will be equals to minus 6. Minus 2a times minus 5a, it will be plus 10a squared. Now, you can rearrange because we want positive to start first. That is why we have to bring 10a squared first minus 6a. That is how to expand a bracket using a negative multiplier. When you go through this one by one, you will see that it's not different from what we did here. It's just that I just have to break it down for you to understand. Look at it. Look at this place. You will see that minus 5xz minus open bracket minus 45yz. Now, when you use minus to open this bracket, the sign inside the bracket will change. You can see this one has turned to plus, from minus to plus. Now, expanding algebraic expression, how to expand a bracket. When you expand, it means you use this bracket to multiply this bracket. Just like saying 2 times 2 or 2 times 3. Now, how do we do that? We use this bracket to multiply this bracket. You take the first term to multiply this bracket. You can see it here. Then take the number next. You can see the plus here. This is the plus here. To multiply the second bracket also. We use each one to multiply the bracket. Look at A open bracket B minus 5. Then also you use plus 2 to multiply the same bracket. Look at it here. Now open the bracket just like what we did before. A times B, you can see it here. Then A times minus 5. Then this one also, A times, 2 times B, this is it here. Then plus 2, look at the plus 2, times minus 5. Look at it here. Look at them here. You can see. You can see. You can see them now. A times B equals to AB. A times minus 5 will be equals to minus 5A. Then 2 times b equals to 2b, then plus 2 times minus 5 equals to minus 10. This is how to expand a bracket. Now, the product of a plus 2 times b minus 5 is ab plus 2b minus 5a minus 10. That is how to expand an algebraic expression. Now, look at this example. We are to expand this bracket ab, close bracket, open bracket, c plus d. Like I've said before, you use this one, a, to multiply this bracket, a times c plus d, plus b, open bracket, c plus d. You will notice that the two brackets are the same, right? Open the bracket, a times c equals to ac. A times d, you can see the a there, don't forget the plus outside, plus b times c, this is the bc, plus b times d, this is the bd. That is how to expand a bracket. The same thing applies here. Use the first bracket to multiply the second bracket. Now, take 6 first, look at it here, then minus x also, look at it here. When you open the bracket, now 6 times 3, 18. 6 times y, 6y, minus x times 3, minus 3x, minus x times y, minus xy. You can see minus times plus will be plus. These two are plus 3 plus y. But when you use minus to open the bracket, they have changed to minus. The same thing applies here. You can see, take 2p first to multiply this bracket, this is it here, then minus 3q to multiply the same bracket also, this is it here. 2p times 5p equals to 10p squared, because p times p equals to p squared. Remember, I've just explained it earlier. And 2p times minus 4 equals to minus 8p minus 3q plus minus 3q times 5p equals to 15 minus 15pq minus 3q times minus 4 equals to plus 12q. That is how to expand a bracket. Now, here is example for you. Assignment. Expand this following. Now, look at what you have here. 3a minus 2b squared is same thing as saying 3a minus 2b, close bracket, 3a minus 2b. Just like saying you have x squared, which is equals to a times a. And this also, simplify these two and send in your answer. Now, summary. Directed numbers, algebra terms behave like directed numbers. E.g., just as minus 3 times minus 7 equals to plus 21, so minus 8 times minus 5a equals to 5a squared. And just as minus 28 divided by 2 equals to minus 14, so also this. Now, in algebraic terms, 3b is short for 3 times b. You know that pq is same thing as saying p times q. M squared is short for m times n. And a open bracket x plus y is short for a times this. When you want to expand a bracket, use the following rules. Just like you can see that when you use negative multiplier to open a bracket, all the sign inside the bracket will change. You can see x has changed to minus x squared and minus y has changed to plus ay. You can see that. That is that on algebraic expression. Now, for further reading, get your new General Mathematics for Junior Secondary School 2, page 59 to 65. Till I come your way next time, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the day.